In this Students Achieve video, we're going to be looking at how to create and attach a rubrics to an assignment that we create within the gradebook or the marks management section. So to get there, first of all, we have to click on the Plan Classroom Assignments, which brings us to the class lesson organizer. In here is where we'll create the assignments that pertain to the areas of study that we're trying to cover. Before I had mentioned that there were two inherent tabs within Students Achieve's navigation window, and one of those was for rubrics. In here is a repository of where we would save rubrics that we have created, and also a place where we can go to create rubrics that we can attach to the assignments that we're creating. Now there's at least two other ways to create rubrics that we can attach to a lesson or an assignment that we're undertaking. But very quickly, I just want to click on the rubrics tab in the navigation window to show you what the rubrics folder looks like when there's something inside. Now this is a rubric that I created earlier on, and it shows me the name of the rubric and also how many observation points in this case are with the rubrics that's been created, and how many ranges, and the total points of what the rubric is out of. Now if we simply just wanted to create another rubric in here by itself, it's as simple as going to the new tab, creating the new tab, and walking through the steps. Then the window that gets launched from this new tab is similar to the other two areas where we would go to create rubrics. So I'm just going to continue on in a different fashion to show you the same steps to get to the end result, which is to create a rubrics. But to let you know that inside the rubrics tab is the repository of all the rubrics that we create, is where we will save them. So in this case, I want to go into the assignment level of the structure here in the navigation window. So from the semester cabinet to the unit cabinets to the lesson folders of all the lessons that I'm going to teach this semester, down to the level where I would create the assignments for those particular units of areas of study. So you can see here I already have a lesson created for assessments called Surface of a Ball, or an assignment. I'm going to create a new one and attach a rubrics to it. So from the top menu here, clicking on New, I give it a name, and this is going to be radius of a ball, of a circle. It's a summative type of assessment, and I can choose what kind of task type it is. So in this case, it doesn't really matter. We're going to put it as an in-class assignment and give it a total weight out of 12. Going to add this assignment now to the lesson class organizer, and you'll notice that a new window pops up, and this window allows us to edit any content information inside the assignment that we created, but it also allows us to do a couple of things, and one of those is to add a rubrics to our assignment. So by clicking on the rubric tab, it prompts me to enter a name of an existing rubric or to create a new one. If I knew the name, I could simply type it in here, but most times you're going to click on this icon for the 1, 2, 3, and it prompts you to add a new rubric or use an existing rubric. Now I'm going to use an existing rubric, and I'm going to explain how it was created, that you can then create it on your own if you wanted to. So the name of it in this case is radius of a circle, the one I've already created. If it was a new one, in that case you would give it a unique character name. But sorry, I'm going to use an existing rubric, and I'm going to find it here inside my rubrics tab, which is similar to what the navigation was. And the one that I had saved earlier was radius of a circle. So I'm going to click open. It now recognizes the name and use the selected rubric. So now this is a rubric that is attached successfully to the assignment that I'm working on. But let's quickly go through this. Now in this rubric, to start off from scratch, these observations would need to be added. You can add more observations by clicking on the observation tab at the top, and you can add other scale values if you wanted to along the top. I'm just going to click edit on this. So if I edit this rubrics, I can edit the master, which changes everything, or a new copy. So if I knew that the structure was roughly the same as something that I wanted to do in the future, then I could create a copy of it and edit that copy without affecting the master. So now I'm in edit mode for this particular rubric. So again, I can add another observation by clicking on this, which will add something else that I want to look at in the rubric itself. I can also change the path of where the skill levels go to along the top by clicking the left and right arrows, or I can add a new one or delete it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to save this document, and it's been successfully saved, and I'm just going to close it down by clicking on the X in the upper right hand corner, and I'm going to save that. Close that down. We're going to recompute this. So now on the radius of a circle assignment, you'll see it's an in-class assignment, summative type of assessment, but it's given me a total out of 12 for the marks associated with that. So each one of those observations was worth 4, and there were 3 of them. And it shows me here that there are 3 parts to it. So if I want to see that more in detail, by clicking on the A+, which allows me to enter marks for this particular lesson, you'll see in my class, there are only 2 students in my class, but I have those 3 observations along the top, and each one of those is broken down out of 4. So what I'm doing is essentially within the rubrics itself, I'm getting individual marking assessment areas of those skill levels that I can enter in, and it breaks down the assignment for me in this way. So if you wanted to enter the marks that a student had in relationship to the observations that you're trying to gauge, you can enter them in here. And then remember always to save. Saving keeps the information within the assessment that you're trying to do. That's all on rubrics for now. Thank you very much.